There we go. We are live. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got the lovely Rich Night's Life here with us. Thank you so much for joining, Rich. I really
That's
appreciate
all
that.
right. No worries.
So first of all, just tell us kind of like a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, how you got into reselling, and all that
Mm.
kind of thing.
My name's Richard, as most of you in the chat that I can see the names already know. Um, I've been selling on eBay since 2003, really, doing film props mostly. And then me and my brother used to do the film props together and on our own. And then we used to do auction stuff. So I used to go and buy all the, when Woolworths shut down, bought all the, got one up there, just you can just about see it there, the bottom of a Pirates of the Caribbean clock. And we bought a load of them, about 40 or 50 of them, and only half of them worked. So I took them all apart and got them working. And so we're doing a lot of auction stuff. And then was doing our film props on our own and separate again. I was made furloughed from a transport company I work for. I live in Littlehampton. I've lived down here for 13 years. And I was working at a transport company and got made furloughed and thought I'd start selling my own stuff. I was at home. I started watching videos, all the usual suspects, the Nick Hills and the George Rosses and like everyone else that was doing it. So I thought I can do this. I quite like the social media side of things. It sounds good. So I started doing that, and then really started getting on well with the reselling and stuff. So sold my own stuff and started buying bits. And then a week after I was made furlough, I found out my brother was ill. And then a few months after that, I started going up and looking after him until he passed away. And yeah, I'm just trying to get back into the reselling now, really. But I got into it because I was made furloughed, and I just thought, started watching the videos, and I thought, God, these people are picking up all these bits and selling them for loads of money. I'll
Yeah.
have some of that.
Did you find that was like actually a really good time, like while you were
It,
furloughed, like
it was a
selling?
really good time, purely on the basis, if nothing else, that it was the first lockdown.
Yeah,
And it was like, it was amazing. You know,
yeah,
you're picking up stuff for cheap. Everything I picked up used to sell straight away. Board games, jigsaws, all the stuff that doesn't go anymore, really.
yeah,
Um, you know, I was picking up anything and everything, like vintage, but whatever I was picking up, I was selling like so quick.
yeah,
And I think that first lockdown was just, if we could have that back,
yeah,
I would love it, because it was just the best time. And even for picking up stuff off Facebook Marketplace, you know, now Facebook Marketplace, everyone's cottoned on, and
yeah,
obviously everyone's
yeah,
bills have gone up. So now everybody's on it and they want
yeah,
like top money for their stuff. But like back then, I was picking up, doing so many free pickups and getting
yeah,
so much good stuff. So
yeah,
I'm gutted now.
yeah.
It's not as good anymore. It's not as good. It's harder to sell stock now.
I'd imagine even like because obviously you said you first started selling in like 2003, so I can imagine even then like the competition was probably like far less than what it is now.
Especially with film props, because like it's a really, really niche thing. And there's a lot of film props that I do get, like pistols, shot machine guns and stuff like that. They're all made of rubber and plastic.
Yeah,
Like you just can't sell them on eBay. Things like prop knives and swords, you can't sell them on
yeah,
eBay. Prop, not even that. Like it's a prop grenade from the series Halo, the Steven Spielberg series.
that's quite cool.
You can't even put that on eBay, and it's like it's literally just a solid lump of rubber, which is
Yeah,
made to look real. Um, so with certain props, it's hard to because you can't. I used to have my own film prop website, and then um, I shut that down. God, years ago now. Me and my brother used to see, the thing with me and my brother, where we were so close, we used to fall out a lot, and we used to fall
yeah.
out proper, and we never used to talk for maybe 2 or 3 years at a time. It was
Oh
ridiculous.
really? Wow, that's a
Yeah,
long
it was nuts, because but we were
time.
so close, and when we were
Yeah,
together, it was just absolutely mental. And that's the sad thing about, like, obviously losing him to cancer,
yeah,
is the fact that, you know, so much time was wasted,
yeah,
and it's just crazy. But
yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of them things. But I say I do love the film props. I love going on film sets. I love going to Pinewood, seeing my mate at Pinewood because that's where all the carry-ons were made, and like, I
Yeah,
just love all the carry-on films. Anything to do with carry-ons is a bit of
yeah,
me. And you got the Bond stage up there. My brother was an absolute beast on Bond. He loved it. It was his favourite thing ever. Yeah, so I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
I do like your little outtake you've got with like Brian Blessed at like the end of
Yeah,
the
well, because my
video.
brother worked. Yeah, my brother worked with worked for Brian. He was his right hand man for about 15 years.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know how he conned his way into that job, but he's just so fluky. Yeah, and I've become friends with Brian. I was friends with Brian probably for about 14 years now.
yeah,
Um, He's an amazing guy. He's just so down to earth, and he just doesn't care. He's exactly the same. He's got a little. Well, it's a better cabin than this. It's much better than this one, but it's sat in his garden in his cabin, and like he's exactly the same as you see him on the telly, like telling us all his stories, and
yeah,
like just he's got some tales to tell. Believe it's just such a nice guy, though.
yeah. I'm just gonna have a quick jump
Yep.
in the chat a moment. I got quite a bit to scroll back through actually. Thank you everyone for commenting. So we've got Tam and Bao here. Thank you so much for joining us. We've also got,
Me.
you.
Oh man.
And we've got Secret
The other
Car.
Rich. Yeah, the other Rich is here. Secret Carper.
Thank you so much for joining. Fix It for Reselling. Hi,
Yeah.
Lee. Lee actually did a really good live with James Monday night,
Yeah.
kind of picking things up and fixing
Yeah.
them and like
He's brilliant, Lee, and
that.
he's the best beekeeper ever. The honey that
Yeah.
he makes is absolutely incredible.
I must have missed that part then.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
We've also got Chop Chop, Busy Busy Work Work, Bang Bang.
Right, Paul.
Absolutely love that name.
I've met Paul. I've met Paul a few times now at Apscourt Farm car boot sale up in Walton on Thames.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Where's Bolton on Thames then? I don't know where that
it's
is.
up by towards Kingston upon Thames,
Oh, okay.
up by Hampton Court Palace way.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Nice. So we've also got Married to Reselling.
My
Hello,
phone, Simon.
thanks for joining. We've also got Dreams Reselling. That's Kevin. So thank you so much for joining. And we've got James as
James,
well.
there you go. Right, James.
We've got Chris Tyler,
Chris.
and we've got Sharon in as well. Thank you, Sharon. Tam and Bell, thank you so much for joining. What's James done? Hi Lee, got the garden wire today. Thanks again for that tip. I'm sure
Oh
Lee's
yes, for doing his. I think for doing his wires for neatening up his cables. I think.
nice. We've got Paul and Marie Emerson. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Just see. And we've also got Bills and Moon.
Nicola. That's Lee. That's Lee's wife, Nicola.
Oh yeah,
Lee
I
fixed it for
remember.
reselling.
I was in a chat once and I clicked that there was a connection like between
Hmm.
these two people, but I'd forgotten about that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was like,
I
what?
only clocked it recently.
Yeah, I was like, what? And we've also got Tonks Boutique. Thank you so much. Foot
James and
on at
Sarah.
8. Who's playing at 8? I'm not quite sure who's playing at 8.
Footy on at 8.
Yeah.
I don't even watch football.
Don't you? Oh, I
Not
love
phased. Not phased. My daughters love Chelsea, but like because we're all from Leatherhead, so like it's right by the Chelsea training ground,
yeah.
and a load of football players used to live just up the top of our road and that. So yeah.
Oh, nice. So I would be like spotting the footballers if I lived there.
Oh, we saw Ashley Cole in the car garage. My daughter had a photo with him when he
Oh,
was
really?
playing from. Yeah. Oh, Austin and Bethany. Good evening.
Hello, thank you, Luxury Pickers. Emma Wilston, thank you so much for joining.
Evening.
Excuse me, everyone. I went out for a meal earlier, so I'm absolutely stuffed. So I'm probably just going to burp throughout this whole thing. So I am really sorry about that,
It's all
everybody.
right. You're in good company.
Um,
I ain't posh.
got a bit of a funny one.
Have we got
Sean,
Sean in?
I'm so sorry to see
Oh,
you going through this, Sophie. My thoughts and prayers are with you while I struggle through the joy vacuum that is a chat with Richard. Some of us find pills to help through. Thanks,
Thanks,
Paul.
Sean. Thanks. I've also met Sean a few times at Apps Court as well. So Sean's a lovely guy as well.
I have to admit, when I kind of glanced at that message and I thought, oh, it's a spammer, but it's not. It's
No,
actually.
everyone thinks Sean's a spammer, but he's not. He's just one. He's just one of the crew. Just keeps it interesting.
Oh, we've also got Itchy Crack. Hi,
Yeah,
Itchy Crack.
Itchy Crack's a new name that's coming about just lately. Good to see you.
I do like that name, Bum Crack Picker. Who's
Oh
that?
yeah, BCP. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
nice
I
guy as well.
I do love that name. That cracks me up every time. Carl
Cool.
Davis Recycling. Hello, thanks for joining. We've also got Ian J. Thank you so much for
I've
joining.
seen Ian at Apps Court Farm as well.
Ah, really?
It's nice because when I set my table up, we have a nice little group of us, about 4 or 5 of us around the table, like. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice little meet up.
I think Sean's putting another message now. It's great to see this tsunami of affection. Let's all support Sophie in her chat with Richard. Thank you so much, Sean. Do we need a safe word if he starts talking about decorating?
I'm
I
not
mean,
talking about decorating. It's a nightmare.
I was actually going to say, because I watched your last videos of your kitchen and
Yeah,
your living room, and it looks absolutely lovely. You should be really proud of yourself.
yeah. I've only got the downstairs bathroom, the hallway, the landing, the stairs, and 6 bedrooms to do now. So
Oh, that's it.
yeah, that's it. After that,
And we've also
Lee,
got Polar Flipper. Hello,
right,
Lee. Thank
Lee.
you so much for joining. Um, so yeah, my dad is a builder, so we kind of grew up with houses being torn apart,
Mm.
done up, and then moving. So I'm quite used to kind of having loads of decorating going on. And
I used to like it, but I just don't anymore. I just don't want to do it
yeah,
anymore.
it's a lot of hard work, especially as you're up till like what you said, 4:30 in the
Well, I
morning.
started at 1 in the afternoon. By the time I cleared everything out, got rid of the carpets and everything, and done my tip run, came back, started it about 1 in the afternoon, and finished it at 4:30, 4 o'clock the next morning. And then by the time I cleared up and put everything away, it was like 4:30, and then I went straight into COVID. So yeah, that was
Yeah,
fabulous.
you did. Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
it's great. Love it.
God.
Got to keep smiling. If you don't, you cry.
Well, that's it. Yeah. So, what's your main kind of like bread and butter stuff that you like to flip then, Rich? What's your
Um,
main?
what I like to, I mean, my main stuff I like to flip is obviously the film props because, like, I just love it because a lot of my like the guys we know work on the films, so like, so get it from them. And I've got a collection of stuff that I've collected over the years. I've got a mummy spear right behind me here next to the sarcophagus, and bits and pieces, and I've got some Black Hawk Down machine guns, and I've got arrows from. I've got loads of stuff that I've collected over the years.
Yeah,
So if I could just deal mainly in props, that's the route I would like to go down. And then
yeah,
just I'd like to, rather than when I started out in lockdown, I was picking up all the free bags of DVDs that were coming up, and I've done well. Don't get me wrong, I did go through them, and I like the physical media myself as well. So
yeah,
like I've got a rack next door that's full of my own ones that I'm keeping. I've got about probably 1,000 or 2,000 in this bit of the shed against that end wall and over there, which I just need to get rid of because like they're not worth any money. I'll probably get about 20 quid for all of them.
yeah,
You know, they're
yeah,
really not worth anything anymore. So I've been doing car boot sales with my daughter over the last few months, hence meeting all the guys in the chat. And the stuff that hasn't sold at the car boats, because I was really sort of, it was affecting my mood. It was getting me down. I was so depressed with having, because I had nowhere to put it, and I kept getting storage units and then
yeah,
not selling stuff and then selling bits and pieces, but not enough to, or just enough to pay the rent or not enough to pay the rent. And then like the stock was just losing value all the time. So I moved it all back here, but it was literally piled to the ceiling. I mean, it was to here. It was I had about that much room to do my live streams.
yeah.
It was
You
just
just can't
blocked me
work
in.
like that, can
I
you?
felt like a hoarder, like
Mm.
climbing over everything and like
Yeah,
literally squeezing through a gap like that along here to get in, and it was just depressing. So
yeah,
I've been doing the car boats, which is good because it gives you some cash, You know, my daughter was earning some nice cash from it, and the stuff that I wasn't selling, which wasn't decent, I just, you know, it was good enough for a charity shop, but it wasn't. If I had like the summer chairs, the folding chairs, I'd keep them sort of things and put them in the shed.
Yeah.
Anything else just went to the charity shops, and I got rid of so much stock.
Yeah.
That I love it now because I can actually move. I can actually
Yeah.
breathe,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to get back into the. It's taken me 15 months since I lost my brother to get back into the reselling,
Yeah.
but now I feel that my head's in the right place. You know, I'm buying a few bits. I'm not overly buying, but the stuff I'm sort of looking for now is higher value stuff, which should move pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with all DVDs anymore. I'm not dealing with anything that's like going to make me £3.
No.
I'm not interested in that anymore. It drives me
Yeah.
just bark bananas, you know. So
I sort of started. I mean, like when I first started reselling, I literally went through like my old wardrobe at like my mum's house and just found
mm,
loads of old DVDs, things like that. I thought, oh well, I'll take them and I'll list them. Sorry, I seem to be like, echoing. I don't really know why. Um, yeah, I don't know how to sort that. But
so
yeah, so I thought, oh, I'll just list them, take them, but I can't get rid of them. Literally
no.
can't get rid of them. So I mean, I did sell a load of DVDs in a bundle, so I'm thinking maybe doing the same with like the DVDs.
Yeah, I've probably got about 60 or 70, maybe more, that are sealed. But even sealed, I was going to do a bundle of like 20 seal buns the other day, and I thought, they're probably not even going to get me like 6, 7 quid. It's like, it's ridiculous.
There's just
So I
no
might
money
as well just
anymore.
take the sealed ones to a car boot sale, and even just like if I say like two for £1, or you know,
Yeah,
five for £2 or something, you know.
yeah. I think even
Just
at car boot sales, it's quite difficult to get rid of them as well. I mean,
Yeah, I think the seal one's all right. I mean, it depends who it is, because like if you're like me and my brother was exactly the same. We don't watch telly. We were always watching films or watching something on YouTube or
yeah,
Netflix or something. So like my brother would go to there, and he would like it. I mean, you know, and he would, if there was a film he wanted, he would pay £1 a DVD or 50p a
yeah,
DVD. It didn't bother him in the slightest. You know, he's like me. You can probably download or stream nearly every film in the world, but like, you know, he's like me. He likes to have the player and stick the DVD in
yeah,
the player. You know, it's just some people like them, some people don't.
yeah. It's a shame because like, obviously they're so easy to ship and things, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
that's the thing.
with the
They're
way like
nice and
moving
easy to
on.
list as well. Just scan the
Yeah,
barcode
that's it. Yeah,
and just do sell similar. So they're
yeah.
nice to sell. They're just not worth it anymore.
No, no, there's just no money in it anymore.
No,
But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get rid of mine. But what you were saying about obviously like your lack of space, you had, like I'm kind of starting to feel like that now. Like I've only got like a one bedroom flat.
yeah,
So all of my stuff is literally in what is in like the living area
yeah.
slash dining area of my flat. And it's got to a point now where it's just totally piled. And I've literally got a little walkway through, and I kind of feel like you were saying that I feel like a bit of a hoarder now.
And the thing is, when it was like that in here, I mean, I still struggle now to sort of think, because if I go and buy something at a charity shops, if I go and buy 5 things, for instance, at charity shops, I'll bring them 5 things home and I will list them straight away.
Yeah,
List them straight away, no problems, no qualms. Even though I've got rid of most of the stock, I still struggle to know where to start with it, because I've got a storage bit next door which is attached to the shed, and like I just, all the stuff that I don't think is worth an incredible amount or is going to take longer to go is all in there. The
yeah,
stuff, the decent stuff's in here, but it's just like you just don't know where to start with it. I'm trying to go through and think, right, what games have I? I've got like a vintage space attack game up there. I haven't listed that, right. And you're sort of looking for, and I still struggle some days to know where to start. And other days I'll just pick something up, start listing it, and then go, right, what can I list next? I was asking you the other day about these things. That's the ones I've got.
oh yeah, your elite trainer boxes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I bought 2 of them. I think I paid a 52.50 a box, I think, and you can get them now
yeah,
cheaper than that on eBay.
yeah.
It's like,
That's
and you think,
on.
how? Because But the thing is, I keep getting all like, I keep looking at them, going, well, maybe there's a card in there that's worth 200 quid
Yeah.
or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
I
And I'm
know.
like, oh, I'll rip it. Shall I rip it open? I've got that one, and I've got another one there. And I keep thinking, oh, should I just open them? Like for the sake of, they're not making me anything at the moment, and really, I wouldn't feel I lost if I would open them. But I
No,
just keep
and
thinking, oh,
it's
should I
so
open?
tempting, like, to open them. Like, I literally don't have any sealed products because I just couldn't contain myself. I just
See,
couldn't, like,
I've never been bothered about Pokemon cards. Never bought Pokemon cards until I bought those two boxes.
they're
There was a load of other resellers, and they were buying them, and they said, "Look, buy them and just bung them away for a couple of years." And that's the
yeah,
best way to do it with these things. But like, I'm
yeah,
thinking,
yeah,
I've probably had them over a year now, and
yeah.
like they've lost money. So,
You're
and I
definitely
keep
better off
thinking,
hanging on to them.
yeah. But then I have to say, I keep looking at them when money gets a bit tight. I keep eyeing them up, and I'm thinking there might be a £200 card in there,
Yeah,
but
I know what you mean. I bought so much stuff, and I was like, I used to buy two of things as well, and be like, right, I'm gonna have one for me and one sealed.
mm,
Um, but I just couldn't do it. It lasted like a few days, and I'd be like, oh, that's it, I'm opening it. I've got to open it. I just
yeah. See,
couldn't drag.
as everybody else did, the old bolos were coming out, and
Yeah,
the question of sport. I bought two of them. One of them had no cards in, so that wasn't a problem. It cost me 50p, so I just dumped it.
yeah,
And the other one had all the cards in, and like the Tysons were going at 300 quid at the time, and I put mine on, and it just like mine went on just as the arse dropped out of it. So as everything, I always get out of it just as it's like, no, it's no good anymore. You know what I mean? So I ended up selling it. I had it on at 300 originally, and because it was mint, and then like I think I sold it for 35 quid in the end to someone in the States. Do you know what I mean? So,
seriously,
but
yeah.
I always miss the boat on these things, but no, it's
I was
quite
gonna go
exciting when I found that.
back in the chat quickly, Rich, if that's
Yeah,
all right.
no.
So, Carl says 90% of my sales are props I acquire from film sets around Ireland.
Oh, Carl, me and you'll have to talk.
Because that's where like Game of Thrones was filmed around that.
Yeah, yeah, we stayed in Belfast. We went to a wedding at Belfast Castle, and
Yeah,
a couple of our friends married over there, and we stayed in a place called the Apple Apartments opposite the Harland and Wolff Cranes, and it's just
yeah,
over there somewhere. We did go to the Titanic Museum, but it's just over behind there somewhere where they filmed Game of Thrones. I would like to visit that.
yeah. I think I would as well,
I've
to be
never
honest.
watched Game of Thrones, but it's all the props and the sets that I like anyway. So,
Yeah. Oh, Game of Thrones, brilliant. You'll have to give that a
mm,
watch, I think. Dream says a local charity shop near me has started using Facebook Marketplace now. They say the same can never get good deals anymore on there. I have to admit, I
no,
struggle a little bit with Facebook Marketplace now as well.
yeah, like they just want too much money, and the charity shops have all gone up to crazy money. One of our charity shops, they sell like the dress shirts, men's dress shirts, and I used to do good, make money out of them, but like because eventually they drop them down from say whether they was 9 quid, 8 quid, 7 quid to 2 quid, and I go in and buy them
Yeah,
up, and I said, oh, when are you dropping the shirts? This was last week. I said, when are you dropping the shirts to 2 quid again? She said, oh, we don't do it now. We send it off to our other shop, which is like £1 an item. So she said it all goes there now. So I'll take a visit over there, get it cheaper.
yeah. I have to admit, I went into one of my sort of regular like charity shops on Bath Road in Cheltenham, which obviously is where I live.
Yeah.
Um, but that particular area of Cheltenham it is quite affluent.
Mm.
So you do
Oh
get a
yes,
lot of nice
because all the
like
horse racing there as well, and that, and that, like
yeah.
Cheltenham.
And you get a lot of nice stuff in those charity shops, but they
Mm.
really hike up the prices. And I don't know if this particular shop has got like a new manager or something,
Yeah.
because like all the I mean all like your designery type shirts, like your Ralph Lauren things like that, they used to have them for 9.99,
Mm.
but now they've got them on for 24.99,
Yeah,
and
it's
they
nuts.
had like coats in there for about 50 quid.
Yeah.
I
They're
can't
all
remember.
like in the RSPCA in Littlehampton now. They're like 70 and 80 quids for jackets, and it's like
Yeah,
it's just not.
but
It's
the
not worth
average
it.
person like isn't going to pay that anyway. Like
Not in
you're not going to
Littlehampton.
go into a
There's
charity.
no one in Littlehampton's going to pay 70 quid for a
No,
jacket.
you're just not going to go into a charity shop and pay that, are you? So
No.
I don't really know what they want to achieve, and you see so much stuff that's, well, I know what they want to achieve. They obviously want to make, as much money as possible, but you see
Mm,
so much stuff that is sat on the shelves for so long,
yep.
and like a couple of times I've been like, I wanted to kind of say, look, I know you've had that for a few months now. Can
Mm,
I give you like an offer on it?
yeah.
But I kind of haven't done it because I thought, oh, maybe it's a little bit too cheeky. But yeah, it's just
Yeah, you got. I mean, sometimes you got to ask though, because like if it's just sat there and sat there and sat there. But I say there's probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 charity shops in Littlehampton, and there's only one I go into now. And sometimes the best stuff's in there. The best stuff in them is the stuff that I've donated. So
yeah.
like, it's like, I can't win.
That
So
that charity shop actually that I go into on Bath Road, I go into it's the same brand of charity shop, if you like, the same
yeah,
chain.
yeah,
In another area of Cheltenham, which is known to be quite a deprived area,
mm,
and the prices are absolute worlds apart. And
yeah,
in that area, like more the deprived area, all of the clothes, the most you'll pay for something is 4.99, no matter what it is. The
yeah.
most you'll pay is 4.99, and
And
I
that's
pick
what you want.
stuff out.
Littlehampton's not a rich area by
Yeah,
any means,
yeah,
and no one, I doubt anyone would even pay 20 quid on a jacket unless you're a reseller. You wouldn't even pay 20 quid on a jacket. It's
no,
absolutely nuts. But then you can pick up some bargains in there. Like if they miss something, that's the only really time you're going to pick something up now that's decent is if they miss something.
yeah,
Amanda organised a reseller. She lives just near me as well in the town, and yeah, she's picked up some good bits from there. But
yeah,
then clothing, I don't know a lot about clothing, so that's why I just stick to dress shirts because I know shirts, but like I don't actually know about all the decent brands of jeans, whether they're fake or whether they're not fake, and I
yeah,
don't know enough about it. Same as you do the consoles and the games and stuff.
yeah,
I don't know enough about what game's worth what, and it's
yeah.
a big niche to learn.
It
Like,
is, yeah. I mean, they both are like huge niches. I mean, I've got quite good now spotting fake Levi's, and that's only because I'd bought a fake pair and I hadn't realised and sold them on, and
mm,
then ended up having to give out a refund because
yeah,
so I had to look into it because I was adamant they weren't fake.
mm.
So I had to re-look into it, and I was like, oh shit, I have sold a pair of fake Levi's. Um, so now I'm quite good at spotting that.
Yeah.
But these are all things you pick up like as you go and as you learn, isn't it?
Mm.
Like, and you
Yeah, I
learn.
mean that's why I sort of spoke. We've had Chaddy Pete on my channel. We've had Luxury Pickers and Lee Cola Flipper and people like that that really know their clothes. And like
Yeah,
I used to watch all their videos, and I still watch videos when they pop up and that. But like it's just really now because I'm trying to catch myself up with the reselling and that. Really, I'm watching videos at I mean 2, 3 in the morning when like I'm so knackered and I'm not really taking it on.
yeah,
So. Yeah, but I've got to start learning about more stuff because I just go in and most of it I'll pick by gut.
yeah,
If I can get away with
yeah,
scanning something that's got a barcode, I'll scan it. But like most of it's just gut, and I've always sort of done all
yeah.
right. So,
I do a lot of, well, when I first started, I sort of scanned like everything because I was so kind of like worried about picking up a load of stuff that I then couldn't sell.
yeah,
But now I do just sort of go off gut unless I
mm,
see something and think, oh yeah, I think that looks really nice, but I
yeah,
really don't know about it. So I will scan it or something then. But generally, a lot of the time, I do just go off my gut now, and I'm just like,
yeah.
yeah, I like that. I'll give that a go. Or
I think
whatever.
most people do all right when they do that. Really, I think once you actually know and you find the bits that you're decent at, like
Yeah,
you don't really need to keep checking up on it. I say I trainers and that. I've bought trainers in the past and I've done all right off of them, but I wouldn't sort of say, for instance, if a pair of trainers was worth £1,000 and they're selling for 90 quid, I wouldn't be able to tell. I wouldn't be able to talk myself into buying them because I don't know enough to know whether they'd be fake or
yeah,
genuine, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. And you do get like really good like copies of stuff now, like
Yeah.
really good copies. Like it used
Mm,
to be really easy to spot something that was fake, but now it's quite
yeah.
difficult. We've got Damien in as well.
I
Thank
Damien
you, Damien, for joining. We've also got Organizer
Amanda.
Reseller. Thank you
Yeah.
so much
That's
for
Amanda.
joining.
She lives near me.
Thank you, Amanda. What's this? We've got Coda
Oh,
Flipper. Cola Cabana is nearly watertight.
Nice.
So yeah, is that like a shed or something you're building there,
Yeah,
Lee?
he's built it out of a pagoda thing, but he's like made it into like a proper reseller shed. He's made it all watertight and built it all up, and yeah, nice solid wood
Very nice.
building that he's made. Yeah,
I definitely need to find like some sort of storage, like because I know you touched on storage units like earlier, and
yeah,
I I mean I looked at some, and even just for like 35 square foot, it's like 130 odd pound a month, and
mm,
I've got more than 35 square foot of like stuff in this flat,
yeah,
and I mean I've had a really bad week on eBay. Like last week, I literally didn't sell a thing. I sold a few things on
mm,
Vinted, but
mm.
nothing from my eBay. So if I had another week like that, I'd be a bit like, what am I
Yeah,
gonna
I
do?
mean, I've not really had I've had some good weeks, but my listing is really sporadic still because
Yeah,
I have a lot of bad days.
yeah,
And so when I list, there was a day a couple of weeks back where I listed like 7, 8 items, and I could have carried on. And then,
yeah,
like, I'll have another day where I can't even list a thing, like
yeah.
today so far. Um, I've got just into luxury pickers. Are you telling us you're not watching our videos, Rich? No, I watch your videos. I just don't always catch them straight away. And when I'm watching some videos, it's early hours in the morning when like my brain's not even working at that time. Like since I've had COVID again,
Yeah,
my my body clock's gone right out the window because where I couldn't sleep
yeah,
and my breathing was bad, I'm
yeah,
awake all night and then I'll drop off to sleep at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. And
yeah,
then it just it's still a struggle now getting it back to where it was because I'm
yeah.
still go to bed and sort of try and go to sleep, but I can't. So like the phone comes out and I'm on YouTube.
Oh,
It's
I know.
nuts.
It's so easy just to get the phone out when you can't sleep as well, isn't it? You just end up on that for another hour, and you're like, oh, I should probably try and sleep
Yeah,
now. And then you just do it again. That's what I find I do each night anyway. Just go around a little circle of like, oh, I'll try and sleep now. 10 minutes later,
yeah.
like, mm.
Oh,
So we've got Sean. Must admit, Richard's shed is getting emptier. I'm sure in time it's just going to be him, a huge K and a hole. Oh, who else we got in here? Oh, Tonk's gone off to watch the football. I still didn't catch who was actually playing tonight. I still haven't looked at that. Gonna have to find out. But I
no
am
idea.
going to the pub after this anyway, so I'm sure it'll be on because
I know.
birthday
See,
tomorrow,
best
and
place to watch your football as well is in the
that's
pub.
it. Yeah, and I've got a twin brother, so I'm meeting my twin brother um in the pub,
Yeah.
and we have like a pose because I was at only £2.10 when I was born. He was £6.4,
Mm,
so my mum obviously had to have like a emergency cesarean to get me out. So every
mm.
birthday we always do a photo of him just like squishing me because
Yeah.
that was how I came into the
My
world.
son was the same as that. He had to be emergency C-section because the cord was round his neck. I think he was £3 1 ounce or £2 1 ounce.
Yeah,
He was tiny as well. He was
yeah,
in he was in St George's in Tooting in the baby bit for ages for a long
yeah.
time. So. And now
We
he's taller. He's sprouted up way above me now. He's humongous.
Oh well, I only just managed to reach 5 foot, but but
No,
I
I'm
certainly
not.
grew.
I'm not loads over, but my son is like he's got to be like half a foot taller than me now, at least.
Nice. We've got Cola Flipper. He says, "I like media still, but Blu-ray still beats stream of quality." That's
Yeah.
right. Actually, it does. Sean, last movie I bought was a 4K Blu-ray of the new Dune movie. It was the last movie I saw with my father, so I had to have it. Yeah, you've got
Oh
to do
yeah.
things like that, haven't you?
Mm.
That's important. And we've got Gwaz. Good evening,
Good
all. Good
evening,
evening,
Gwaz.
Gwaz. Thank you so much for joining. And organiser reseller picked up a good haul this week. Let us know in the chat what you got.
That's all right. Should be doing a live tomorrow then.
Lovely. I will subscribe then so I can see it because I'm not subscribed to your channel. Chris Tyler Mistral Show Amanda. What else we got in here? Still just going down. Still going down. Thanks so much for everyone who has contributed into the chat tonight. I think this is probably like the most people I've had in on a live. So thank you so much for joining everybody, and thanks for everyone in the chat because I think this is like the first time like I actually can't keep up with the chat, which is really cool.
That's when you know you're in trouble. That's
Yeah.
when you know it's going all right. Because like Saturday Night Lives, like it's died down a little, it's died off a little bit, but we used to get over 100 people in, and just like I hate missing the comments, and it's like I have to I spend most of the nights reading comments out, to be honest.
Yeah.
People just watching me just read comments. That's basically it.
Oh, and also at 8:30 tonight, Peter Ray has his live stream as well. So do pop over to Pete's channel
Yeah.
and watch his stream. Tam and Bell has put 1-0. I still don't know who's playing though, guys. Like, you need to tell me. I still don't know. And Lee has got his dinner ready. Lee, you cook quite a lot. He cooks
He
quite a lot.
always cooks. He always that's his comment. That's every comment when he's because he used to do like a cocktail of the weekend. He used to make do a cocktail video every like Saturday night. So like we'd run a cocktail video of Lee making cocktails on the Saturday Night Live, but he
Nice.
can't anymore because he's so busy cooking every weekend. He doesn't get chance now. He's building the Cola Cabana and he's repairing cars and doing all sorts now. So
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I am subscribed to Lee's channel because I have seen a lot of his car stuff, so I'm
yeah,
sure I am subscribed to it. And we've
Uncle
also
Albert,
got Albert who says,
also known as Santa Claus. How you doing?
"Oh, is it Santa Claus?
Yeah,
As in
he's
the
the
one
man.
from
He's like Fu
Cooking
Manchu. He's the man of many faces.
Oh, I didn't know that. I feel shocked. I feel like I've been lied to or something. I feel like, oh,
I love all the. When I was in the war, we never had this. When I was in the war, I love it.
oh. So Rich, when you sell at like car boots and things, do you find that you actually like make anything or not really? Like, is it
Usually do all right. I mean, you usually do all right. I mean, to be honest with you, when I do the car boots, it's more to shift stock. It's nice to make a bit of money, but if I make 30 quid, it's 30 quid I didn't have. Because what we do is I pay for the fuel to go up to Apps Court. I pick my daughter up on the way, and then she always says, "Oh, I'll pay for the pitch fee." And I said, "No, I'll sort it out." But she always insists. She says, "Well, if you don't do that, then I'm going to give you 30 quid for fuel." I said, "Okay, you pay the pitch fee then."
yeah,
So as long as she makes a nice bit of dollar, I don't mind because, and she's got some good stuff. I mean, she's got one room that's literally filled, and it could fill an antique shop, and it's all decent stuff that she's paid £1 or a couple of pound for, and like worth hundreds.
oh
It's
wow,
ridiculous. She's got such a good eye for stuff, so she always does all right when we do the car boots. I don't think she's ever come away with less than sort of 70, 80 quid. It's usually over 100 because I say she's got decent stuff. So
yeah,
when we do, it's Napoli and Rangers.
yeah. I've just seen that. I should have known it was a
Um,
Scottish team really involved, shouldn't I? Because
yeah, so it's nice. I do
all
make money. I
about
do
it.
make money, and the way I see it is, I'm just getting rid of stock, and
Yeah,
I'm more happy about that than I am bothered about the money. Really, the money's nice,
yeah,
but like that comes secondary. I'm just my mental health, like not having all
yeah.
that stuff wrapped around me, is so much worth so much more.
Yeah, I have to admit it is starting to really affect me now because I just look around and I think, oh my god, like the place is just a
You
tip.
just look at it and go, I don't know where to start. I don't
Yeah,
know what I'm going to list first.
yeah.
So I'll just sit down and watch the telly.
I
I'm
mean,
not going to list anything.
one good thing is that everything is actually listed. Like everything is listed.
Oh,
But
that's good then, because 80%, 90% of mine wasn't.
yeah, see, all mine is, but it's just everywhere. And because my flat's so small, it just looks like 10 times worse than what it is really.
Yeah.
So I have actually looked into trying to rent a garage off the council because you can get them for like £40 a month. But I mean, I spoke about it with my dad today. And he was like, "Oh, they'll be rotten. Like, you know, you'll get mold in there. You won't be able to store
Mm.
anything in it. It'll be wet." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I didn't really think about that." So that one
Mm.
might be it's a back to the drawing board on that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's tough. I mean, James, my mate James, JR Reselling, he's got like a 6 bedroom house and up north, and like he's got it's him, his wife, and his daughter. So like they've got like loads of rooms. He's got like a photography room upstairs and a photographing room downstairs, and he's just got all the room in the world. So
Yeah,
to have that and have it sort of organised, but in different places, is amazing.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I still haven't got a photography area. I still write all my although I've got a printer here that my daughter bought me last time I went up there. She said, "Oh, Dad, I've got your printer." So I've got a Brother P Touch QL 500.
Oh, nice.
Lovely thing, but I've not had it set up yet because I've got no labels. I
Yeah,
keep I keep going into Tesco's Express and they've got a roll of labels sat next to the Every machine there, and I keep eyeing them up and keep thinking, no, you can't take their labels. Buy some, you tight ass.
I literally just take all my photos just like on the floor. I just
Oh,
like pull
I
up my
tend to take everything up in the kitchen and just do it against the tile backdrop because it just looks
yeah,
all right. It
yeah.
just does.
I use
But,
the photo room app to um
yeah, I've never used
uh,
that.
get rid of my backgrounds. That's what I
Mm,
mean. It's
yeah.
actually really good because it does ask you. It says, "What do you want to use this app for?" And there is a button you can click saying reselling.
Oh
So
wow.
it will give you like loads of templates and things like that in there
Yeah.
to use, like to put around, like your stuff, and you can
That's
make things that is
that's.
specifically for
I
you.
mean, there's so many things, there's so many like technologies that just come so far. I keep
Yeah,
seeing the advert for the Google Pixel 6, and if someone runs into the background of your photo, all you got to do is circle them, and they disappear, and like
yeah,
somehow it just fills in that bit of background. It's crazy,
yeah, yeah.
crazy stuff now.
I mean, I was using Bazaart and it was good, but sometimes it wouldn't always get rid of quite all the backgrounds. So I had to use an eraser and kind of go around
Mm,
bits,
yeah.
or it would get rid of some of the stuff, like some of the item. So I then have to use the restore one and then try and colour it all back in again.
Mm.
And but this photo room one is absolutely
Yeah, there's a
brilliant.
lot of people do use it. I mean, because
Yeah,
I did hear people saying that when you use this app and it just puts it on a pure white background, that eBay push your stuff a little more than they do. Like if it's
yeah.
not had the background removed, how true it is, I don't know, but I've
That's
never
it,
done it.
and you just can't guess eBay's algorithm. Like, no matter how much you try and crack it, like,
Yeah,
you'll never crack it.
no,
And, I mean, it's like, one of my friends, Nicole, who I do consignment with, I don't think she whitens out any of her backgrounds, but she sells more than I do, and I whiten out absolutely everything. So,
yeah. What was that massive thing that you were wrapping up the other on your video the other day?
oh, that was, it was like a
It's a
wooden.
horse thing or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Was it a
it
horse?
was like for toddlers to sit on. It was like a
Yeah, but it's really
rocking
heavy, wasn't it?
horse thing. Oh, yeah, that was so heavy. I don't know how she got that far without me turning up, to be honest, because I struggled to lift it. So how she'd have managed it, I've got no idea. But, yeah, it was like a wooden horse thing and like an Indian elephant kind of like
Yeah.
rocking thing.
Mm,
But actually, we packed that up, and she was going to come get someone to pick it up.
mm.
But because it was so heavy, they then I can't remember who she went with. They then said they wouldn't come and get it.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so she had to cancel the sale and then sold it again,
Mm,
but just as collection only.
yeah.
But yeah, because it was so heavy, they refused to come and get it. That might have been every actually. I can't remember.
Wow.
But someone refused to get it, so she had to cancel the sale in the end
Wow.
after all that bloody work. But oh, Damien says no stream tonight for Peter.
No
Family
Pete and strength for my
matters.
family matters. Oh God, I hope everything's all right.
Yeah, I hope you're all right, Pete. Um,
I did see
Sharon
him
says,
I'd see him in the chat earlier, actually.
I thought I saw him flitting actually.
Hmm.
Um, Uncle Albert says
Uncle
Caribbean.
Albert. During the war, we didn't have any virtual backgrounds.
And Sean says, "Don't worry, Sophie. We are used to Richard dribbling and nodding off halfway through reading the chat. We normally make sure his mum and daughter are on in case we need to organise an intervention."
Oh, I love Sean.
Lovely. Well, we've been going for about 45 minutes, guys, so I'm going to start rounding this up now because I do try and keep them between half hour to 45 minutes, just so people don't get too bored, really, or, just to keep things more interesting.
Sure,
And
they won't get
also,
bored.
I need to get to the pub. That's the other
That's
thing.
more to the point.
Yeah, more to the point, I've
Yeah.
got people texting me saying, hurry up and come to the pub. So
Oh, there you go. See, that's it. When you got to go, you got to go.
that's it. Yeah, it's calling me, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go and have my birthday pints.
No problem. You enjoy
So,
yourself.
yeah, thank you so much for coming, Rich. I
That's
really
all right.
appreciated it, and it's
Anytime.
been a great chat. I really enjoyed it,
All
actually.
right. No, me too.
And thanks to everyone who's come in and joined as well. Thank you for making this, I think, the biggest live I've had so far yet. So thank
Guys,
you so much.
thank you
And
very much.
so on that note, I am going to the pub and I will see you all very soon. Take care, everyone.
See you later.
Yeah.